Is the beer cold though? That's for real.
In style, you got to celebrate the
You've got it. You've got to say.
And then so I've seen bits, and I know that you've always got that hat on.
Oh, but look, we wish you the best of luck for the rest of the season.
What you doing? What you mean?
Welcome to the Bogey Boys podcast.
You're joined here by Kevin and Mark as always. We've got Mark all the way from sunny Mallorca, haven't we?
We have indeed, yeah. Nice
Hey.
me tan. Catching
Very
me
good.
rays.
Fresh.
I know.
Good,
No cap
fresh.
as well, so finally
I
see
know.
me bad haircut I got last week.
You know what? It's actually come on a lot, you know. Look, Sam.
It's grew well, and I think it's the sun.
Yeah. And the beard all like trimmed in and that. You look like
Yeah.
you look like an oversized Conor McGregor.
I got a fat Jack Grealish the other day.
That's just fucking sick of that.
Great one, innit?
How was it over there? All good?
Roasting, yeah. Haven't stopped sweating since I landed.
You sweat in the winter in England, don't you?
Well, exactly, so you can imagine what's going on. Like, just spend all day in the pool.
Hey, we've done well keeping the pod rolling here with 2 holidays back to back.
And I'm nervous about this one, though, because I've watched the Open, but I have not got a clue what's going on for the rest
No,
of
don't
it.
worry.
I'm going to be really honest.
I think you're
I'm
more
fully
nervous
reliant
about-
on you this week.
Yeah, that's what's making you nervous, isn't it?
You're actually relying on you, yeah. Fucking hell.
Hey,
How was
I've been-
Madeira?
Oh, boss, mate, unbelievable. Didn't actually get that round of golfing, but it was just so much to do every day, just up and down hills, just out every morning, made breakfast every day, which is something I've never even made breakfast on holiday before. So
There you go.
the new me.
Did you ever make breakfast at home?
No, that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. It was a revelation. Breakfast is actually all right, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely.
What do you call it? I've been collared 3 times down the Formby Hall now for people wanting the pod.
Oh, God, yeah, we are late today, aren't we? I'll take
People are
full
after it.
responsibility. Well, to be fair, I flew out Monday, you flew back Monday, so Monday was a write-off. Then, obviously, you were getting yourself sorted yesterday. I was just hands full with my daughter, so, it's just...
It is
today I'll
what
have
it
to
is.
do.
Remember, we used to do it on Fridays and Saturdays and everything when we first started.
I know we've come a long way, haven't we?
I know. It's like
we're approaching the year as well.
I know. August something, isn't it? August 20th, I think. If I remember the first Instagram post went out.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn.
Yeah, nearly a year in.
We've got a nice little giveaway coming for the listeners as well and the followers. So stay tuned for that.
People look out for that, definitely. Yeah, what was you going to say then? Sorry.
I was going to say, I can't remember now.
There we go.
You've took me off guard there. But what I was going to say was, go on.
Sorry, I'm just logging back in. My notes have gone there. I have to edit that bit out. One thing that there is to say though, Collin MorikaWOWa, the boy,
mate. I watched the highlights there when I got back. Just a dart player, isn't he?
Oh, honestly, I don't reckon there's anyone out there better than him with the iron sticks, like especially from 150. And I mean, I don't know what the statistics say, but just looking at him, he just doesn't knock it outside 8 to 10 foot, does he? I mean, I know I've seen some. Go on.
I seen like a thing on Golf Digest saying like people say the tour average with a wedge is with his 6-iron, and he wanted to prove it. So like, and that was before the Open. Do you know what I mean? So he's obviously he's known for that, like, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, there was a couple of obviously before he won the WGC event, he changed his, didn't he? Or changed his grip. I think, or he changed both actually. He's always been messing around with his putting because he hasn't been the best, and he's way over in the hundreds at stroke gains putting. So when you consider what he's won,
frightening.
Second major, second one on his debut as well. WGC events, and then obviously he's won on the European Tour. Nearly won the race to Dubai last year. Obviously he's in contention for the FedEx this year again. He's going to be going the Tour Championships and trying that. It's like there's just no stopping the kid, is there?
It's nice to see the race to Dubai leader actually setting foot in Europe, isn't it?
Yeah. There you go. Well, that's his first Open, isn't it? Well, the Scottish Open last week was the first time he's ever played in Europe.
Was it really?
Yeah. So, that prep's obviously stood him well because he was close to missing the cut in the Scottish Open, obviously just made it, and then see the rest the rest is history, innit?
Well, speaking about just making the cut, I was actually reading about things that he does, like on his debut. He won the Sunshiner Amateur with a final round 62 when he was in college in 2016. And then he got to tee it up in the Capita Classic, which is now a Corn Ferry Tour event. And he made the cut on the button, shot 263s over the weekend, drained a 27-footer on the last for birdie to get into a three-way playoff, and obviously didn't win that playoff. I can't remember who won it, but it just shows you on his debut, first ever PGA Tour event, that's what he done. So then he's landing at the PGA, won his tour event, landing at the Open, winning major on his debut twice. Like, it's got everyone's like, you can't call him the next Tiger, but like you've got to.
You can really. Obviously, comparing anyone to Tiger is a bit of a risky thing to do, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like Tiger never won 2 majors on his debut, did he? You know what I mean? So he's got that ahead of him, and I think no disrespect to Tiger because I would never disrespect him, but like the way golf is now with the technology and what all the players are doing and how advanced golf's become, it's so much harder to win on tour. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, it is, yeah. And the competition. Well, they say that about like Nicholas, it was harder for Tiger than it was for Nicholas, but now it's even harder for these boys than it was for Tiger, sort of thing, isn't it? With that many, the colleges are prepping them that hard for PGA Tour golf. They're just ready to win.
Well, you just said there, 2016, Collin Morikawa shot a 62 to win a tour event. He'd have been 19 years of age shooting 62s to win events. Do you know what I mean? So,
exactly.
Like, shooting them numbers at that age, and
then shooting 263s over the weekend in a PGA Tour event at 19. Like,
there you go. There you go. And he's 5 years later, he's 24. He's won everything you can think of, apart from the other 2 majors.
Well, like, you wouldn't
to
write
be
him
continued.
He wouldn't write him off for the Masters, though, would you, straight away? Like, he's got to be a hot favourite, hasn't he, surely?
No, yeah, he's got the game for it as well, hasn't he?
1,000,000%. Yeah, that's what you need, a good iron play, don't you?
Well, exactly. He's got to be putting it closer on them greens. The only thing that you will be concerned about is putting, because obviously Louis Oosthuizen's just missed out again. You've obviously got to feel for him, haven't you, every time he gets so close. He's obviously a major champion anyway, but, over these past 2 or 3 years, he's built some way up. I don't know whether he got to the top 10 in the world now, but I know he was 13th in the world going into the Open, and now he's obviously just missed out again.
Yeah, he's probably dropped down to 20th off that third place finish. With the world rankings.
Well, Ram's gone back to number 1, hasn't he?
That's
mad.
That's all right though, isn't it? Finishing third in a major, and like, but DJ was like close as well, wasn't he? So you shouldn't be swapping hands when there's someone that close to you.
Well, yeah. So in the Scottish Open, John Ram finished 7th and then dropped to world number 2, and then in the Open, Ram finished 3rd, was it? Or 3rd, and DJ finished 9th, and Ram takes so DJ gets a top 10, but then he takes it off him. It's just, yeah. And I get the point system why it had to change, because Tiger was just taking the mick. But it'd be interesting to see if they went back to that system, because there's not that dominance anymore, to see whether that would be.
Oh, they need to change.
Better.
Things need to change. We talk about it every week. Things drastically need to change, like all across the board. But speaking of Louis there, like, I'm not saying I'm never glad to see anyone lose, but I'm happy to see Morikawa win so much more than Louis after he didn't go for the green at the US Open.
Yeah, I was a stickler for you on it.
Oh, I hate that. I hate it.
No, you are.
You are right. Weird final round. He watched the final round highlights, and weird final round. Wanted just a few sloppy bogeys. And
I think the first 6 or 7 holes, no one really could get going. I think Spieth eagled 7, did he? And I know Morikawa birdied 7, 8, 9, and I think that's when the tournament really got going. Those first 6 holes, it was like no one wanted it. Obviously, I know that weren't the case, but you could just tell it was a bit tentative. It was a bit like the nerves were definitely there and kicking in, and you can understand. Obviously, that's only Morikawa's 2nd event in Europe. What we've just spoke about, his first ever Open Championship. He's obviously not used to links golf. He got a little taste of it, at
Oh,
the
yeah. Not
at the
used to just
Renaissance.
shooting 15 under, taking the claret jug home on his plane. You know what I mean?
Well, he's broke the record, hasn't he, at St George's 72-hole record.
He does, yeah.
265, yeah. So he's broke the record. He owns that now as well. Another record for him. Know what I mean?
The weather played a massive part, though, didn't it? It didn't look windy one bit, and it looked
yeah,
lovely.
it wasn't proper links golf. That definitely not.
No.
Because even the rain, we had heavy rain the week before, and then we had heavy rain on the Monday. So only really had Tuesday, Wednesday to dry up. And I suppose toward Saturday, Sunday, it was getting a little bit firmer. But Thursday, Friday, they were just firing the pins. And obviously that Friday, when MorikaWOWa shot that 64, it was looking like he was going to go for the course record.
Yeah.
I think he was like 700-800 under at one stage, and then dropped a shot and then parred in to just miss out by a shot, I think, or 2 shots on the course record. So they're not the type of scores you'd be shooting around the links golf course.
That's it. I know. I was looking trying to get a few stats, trying to be you for the day. And in round 2, Rahm and Horschel, and in round 4, Fowler and Sergio both hit 94.44% of greens. That must be one missed, is it?
Yeah, I'd imagine so. Yeah,
missing one green round the links course, like that just says it's fireable, isn't it? It's wet.
Yeah, and especially when you look at St George's as well, you can hit perfect shots off the tee and end up in thick rough, and then you're going to struggle to stop it on those greens. But you look at DJ, I think was it on the Saturday, DJ hoist one left into the thick stuff, and then he knocks this. He obviously in the interview later he said that he caught a good line, got a bit lucky in the rough, but he's hit this shot and it's like one bounce check to like an inch, tapping birdie. And you're thinking from Wispy, we play in it week in, week out, don't we? Like that wispy rough. I know obviously we're nowhere near their level, but that wispy rough, you struggle to not turn the club over. No, never mind, keep it straight.
Just someone to find the ball. That's the first problem, really.
Yeah. Definitely, yeah.
It's mad.
Definitely, but what I saw.
I seen a video of Bryson hitting the 3 without the thick stuff.
Yeah, I didn't see that. It doesn't surprise me. I mean, it depends, doesn't it? Because obviously the wispy stuff, again, you can try that, but it can always grab hold of your club, no matter how strong you are. So, how did it go? Did he hit it well, or?
It went up there by the green, went left, like, but it was up. He got it out the lie, like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it doesn't make any sense to me, that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's just he obviously disappointed again, didn't he? You know, he nearly missed the cut. He made the cut on the button, didn't he? He was off last, and then obviously he had a stormer on the Sunday, 5 under, was he? Yeah. Obviously, but it's okay shooting 5 unders when you're first or second off, and there's no pressure on you, isn't it? So, I think he's really losing that battle with him and Brooks, isn't he? Because he's coming out now and saying they were talking. Was it last week or the week after? I don't even know what day it is. But they were talking about obviously Ryder Cup and would you play with him? And Bryson was like, yeah, I'd love to play with him. It'd be real fun. We'd have a good time. It'd be good for. I'm obviously with a team. And Brooks was like, well, yeah, I'll get on with him because I can get on with anyone for a week, but we won't be playing together.
No, he should put like just for pure comedic value. Like he should put them together, shouldn't he?
Yeah, 1,000,000% put them together. Yeah.
You two behave and play together.
Come on, kiss and make up. Put them against Mollywood.
Exactly, yeah. But Tommy again, like, it was just a tournament of nothing, wasn't it?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, he had the lefts, didn't he? He was watching bits and watching them in and out. He obviously had a lot of coverage on day one of the featured groups. Didn't see so much of him on day 2, but that 3 under, he really grinded that 3 under out on day 1. But again, MorikaWOWa shot a 67 first day. So they were in the same position going into day 2. And obviously MorikaWOWa was kicked on. And Tommy just never got started. I think he shot level 1 under level, did he, or something like that in the last or 1 over or whatever. So it's just trying to kick on. And, you know, he's made the cut, another good finish in an open. He's doing all right, isn't he? But obviously we want him to be winning the claret jug.
Not where he wants to be, though, is it?
No, and I think he's, I don't know if he's outside the world's top 30 now.
Is he really? He was pushing the world. We were thinking about world top 5 like a year ago.
Did he get to 10 or 9, did he?
9, he broke the top 10, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and he just never seen. I think from there he just hasn't seemed to kick on. But you know, it's couldn't really. He's struggling with a bit of the lefts I seen, and not hitting as many greens as you would expect them to from decent positions in the fairway. So it is what it is. But yeah,
he's obviously got a team around him, and he's. You mean he'll come good.
He'll definitely be back.
Five-time winner, isn't he? So he's not like he's going anywhere, is he?
No, definitely not. And he's going to the Olympics, isn't he? So, you know, there's a few of them going to the Olympics. And Rory's come out and said something about the Olympics, hasn't he, this week? And there's a bit going on there.
Come out and said that it's I think it's been took out of context. Obviously, he said he's not patriotic, which is fair enough. That he's just going to sort of like work on his game, but then he said there's not really much to get excited for. Which people have said, like, he's not excited for the Olympics. But I think what he means is everyone's in lockdown. They're just in hotels. They can't do nothing.
Yeah.
Strict lockdown, do you know what I mean?
We spoke about this, didn't we, a few weeks ago, I think, because the longevity of the golf and Olympics is not there yet. There's no, like, there's no history to it. So, and obviously these people have got the opportunity to make history. So in 20, 30 years' time, they'll be talking about, the first one was won by Justin Rose. The second one was won by Tommy Fleetwood, hopefully, but whoever, you know, and it's just the longevity of it. So I think in 10, 15 years' time, people will be chomping at the bit to try and be in the Olympics.
I want a gold medal like Rosie. I want a gold medal like Tommy or whoever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's going to be a proper part of the Olympics, isn't it? And with crowds and like it's a different, but it's a weird year again, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, it is. It is a mad year, but. You know, honestly, what a tournament again.
It's different.
But what a tournament. We had the Open there, the Claret Jug, man. It never seems to disappoint. Just want to take a shout out to the silver medal winner, Matthias Schmidt. Yeah. Don't know if you remember him from the BMW International Open. He was actually challenged there. He's got wears t-shirts with Germany across the back of his top, and he had his college colours on from America. But he's turned professional now. He finished tied 59th, got the silver medal as low amateur. But he finished tied 14th at the BMW International Open, and he's actually got an invite to the Kazoo on the European Tour this week.
So he's playing this week. Sick.
This will be his first tournament as a professional, yeah. So really looking forward to seeing how he kicks on. He's a bit of a unit, you know what I mean? He looks
big, doesn't he?
Yeah, he hits it a good way as well. So maybe this is Germany's next big thing after Alkeimer. I know Keimer's not finished yet, but missed the cut at the Open, didn't he? So. You know, he's not performing in the big events. And then lastly, just wanted to mention a little stat about Jordan Spieth. Obviously, just missed out on the Open. They were going toe-to-toe for a while, weren't they, in that final day?
Yeah.
He three-putted 18 on the Saturday, and he took 500 putts between finishing that round and starting his round on Sunday.
Did he?
Yeah. Don't know in what order, but he went and practiced his putting after he'd finished, and then again the following day.
Who counted them, like?
Fact check.
Hey, did you see MorikaWOWa called himself the championship player of the year?
Instead of champion golfer?
Yeah, and Nick Doherty's like, well, you're not quite right there, Collin. You're the champion golfer of the year, but I'm sure you'll get that right. And that's your first time saying it, and you'll say it many more times since then.
That's brilliant, isn't it? And there was a big debate about British Open and Open Championship and the Open one. That was it.
MorikaWOWa called it the British Open.
Yeah, I called it the British Open. I seen that. I was like, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? It's
the British Open. Like, you kicked off on me for that.
Not the British Open. It's the Open. That's why at the back it says the Open and all the banners, and it's the Open, isn't it? At least at the US Open, it's there. You go. Yeah, the Open. Yeah, qualification. Open. How'd you get on there?
Qualified, yeah. Did you see me play?
There's a lad who looked like you, Jigger Thompson, actually got a hole-in-one on 16.
Did he? Yeah.
Did you not see that?
I haven't. I told you I didn't watch. I was living my best life.
So there was an English lad called Jigger Thompson. He's about 7 foot. He's an absolute unit. He is massive, and he went through the regional qualifying, final qualifying, qualified. I'm not sure where he qualified from. And so he was playing in the event, and he, on 16, I think he was 1 over, and the cut was cut 2 over or 1 over, something like that. I think the cut was 2 over maybe, and steps up on 16 and gets a hole in one, and then birdie 17. Yeah, finishes 2 under, and obviously makes the cut comfortably. And then obviously over the weekend done all right, like, but nothing to shout home about. But yeah, what a memory for him. Yeah, what a memory for him.
Open, boss.
That's it. Yeah, and then we've also got Mansell made the cut as well, haven't we?
No, that was great.
Yeah, it's great to see, wasn't it?
Because he was in my picks as well.
I know, a nice little 20 points.
That.
And I've had a few complaints about the point system. Everyone's wanting more. Maybe when he got 7 or 8 tournaments left, and every time I put the points out, have I only got 10 points? Have I only got 15 points here?
I'm just taking your word for it all season. I have to go back and have an independent review of this.
Listen, if I was gonna be dodgy with the points, I think I wouldn't put myself at the bottom of the league. You know what I mean?
that's the decoy, though, isn't it?
What, just to stop you winning?
Yeah. But as we done last week, obviously it's going to be a bit of a different show this week, innit? So we're just going to do Birdie Bogey Bust, review the tours, and then we're going to let you get back to your holiday. We're going to leave the go debate. What? I'm
already in the doghouse. I told her only be half an hour. She's downstairs with the kids at the disco.
Lovely. Well, we'll get it sorted. Well, that'll move us on nicely to that time again.
It's that time again, y'all. The Birdie Bogey Bust, the Birdie Bogey Bust, Birdie Bogey Bust.
What is your birdie, bud?
My birdie is, you probably mightn't have seen this, but Ian Poulter, while he was at the Open Championship, they were all staying in motorhomes. Don't know if you've seen it. So
no.
They had about 6 or 7 of them were staying at motorhomes, and then he posted a little message the next day. This was on like the Wednesday night, so Thursday morning before he was teeing off. He was like, I got woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning by a load of noise at the top of my motorhome van. A load of seagulls were at the top, and what had happened? Hendrik Stenson and his caddy had threw a load of tuna sandwiches on top of his motorhome, and at 4 o'clock in the morning, loads of seagulls had come and started eating them all and woke him up.
Oh my God, that is sick, you know. That is boss.
How good's that? Yeah, it was boss the setup. They had like obviously top of the range motorhomes. They were all staying, so I think some of Poulter's family were there, and then obviously Stenson had one. I think Jigger Thompson was on there as well. He had one.
You love him.
I do love him. He's my new favourite player. Can't wait to get him on the pod. No, fair play to him. He's done well, and you love that. You love them stories, don't you?
Course,
he was there as well. And yeah, it was just like sort of all the camper vans or motorhomes, whatever, were just dotted around this big park area. And obviously, every morning they were home cooking their own breakfast. Every night they were cooking the spag bol and all sitting out and eating and having a few beers. Well, don't know if the players were having a few beers, but I seen a few of the family members not having a few cans and bottles and stuff while they were just chilling.
Sick,
but obviously, you had the weather. You seen how good the weather was for them as well. So
perfect, isn't it? Better than a hotel, isn't it?
Like a holiday inside the Open. So what was your birdie?
My birdie is play golf today. Had a 4-footer, walked up, took the flag out, dropped it. It was just like missed it. Hit the flag, got myself a 2-shot penalty, and that's me bogey.
Hey, you've been after that flag drop for a while, haven't you?
Oh, mate. Well, I remember at the Open when the fella or someone could take it out with hand sanitizer or whatever nonsense. The hole just looks so much bigger, but like just to take it out yourself and just drop it. Oh, boss.
Well, that's it, because the other two didn't have caddies, and I was caddying a few. I thought, I'll get the flag for everyone. Got it for the first one, and the rigmarole of having to sanitize my hands, sanitize the flag. I only gave it 2 or 3 holes, and I was like, you can get back to doing that yourself.
Do yourself, yeah.
Chasing you to the tee every hole, wait for me. not exactly the fittest.
What's your bogey?
My bogey was just Louis Oosthuizen. I know you mentioned there about MorikaWOWa wanting MorikaWOWa to win, but I don't know. I thought it would have been nice for Louis to win, and I had a boss little video for him, like an appreciation post for the Instagram that I wanted to use. So I'm a bit gutted that I never got to use that.
Oh yeah, when he's dancing on the
coach, yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, so
I know.
What about you?
Well, that's what he gets for not going for the par 5 in the US Open.
There you go. I know you ain't going to agree with that, but go on, what was yours?
Mine's just the restrictions at the Olympics. Killing the buzz, and like not even just golf, it's killing the buzz for all the athletes. Do you know what I mean? Just sitting in the rooms. Like I've seen some Irish gymnasts because they're meant to have anti-sex beds. They break at any sudden movement, and he's doing all jumps up and down on them, and that's saying like these aren't anti-sex, these. So I was like, what sort of fucking restrictions? Like, what's going on in the world? So
joking it. Do you know what? That's my bust actually.
No, is it?
I had that as my bust. Yeah, I agree with you.
What's your bust? That's your bust at the Olympics, yeah.
So I mean, yeah, it's the Olympics, yeah, but a bit of sour taste in my mouth about this getting changed from green to amber. Really, we were considering not coming because of the rigmarole and stuff, but worth it now. We're having a good time. So,
well, you know what's come up for me again, don't you? The rules of fucking golf.
What's happened now?
So a friend very close to the podcast, not going to mention any names in case he doesn't want to be named, but his 2-iron was hidden under his 5-wood head cover. And he's playing a tour event, and noticed it on the 10th tee, called it on himself, said to his playing partners, "Look, that's there." I think the playing partners were even like, "Well, obviously you haven't meant it, it's hidden, and you're not using it, so whatever."
So what's this? Is this because he had more than 14
clubs? Yeah.
Okay.
And then for that, you get a 2-shot penalty for the first 2 holes, and then you can use it then.
So as long as you take the 4 shots, you can use your 15th club then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
not more needs to be said about that, doesn't it?
You know what I mean? It's like what?
Yeah. You should just not. I agree that you shouldn't have more than 14 clubs.
No, of course not. But if you look at genuine accidents and you look and you go, right, that was hidden. You know what I mean? You didn't mean it. That deemed that one out of play.
Yeah.
You can have 15 clubs in your bag if you deem it on the first tee, but like obviously you didn't.
Yeah.
Fair play, in all honesty, of doing it. Like I don't know if I would be able to do that.
It depends what your score is.
Honestly, I just don't know how. Like, it's serious bravo to the man that done
it. No names mentioned. Okay.
No names mentioned. But he's got serious integrity.
Was it costly? Was it costly in the tournaments? Do you know, or was it not having a good game, or what?
I mean, when it happened, the score wasn't the best, but then it got worse, and then it got even worse. So like a domino effect for him. Yeah. So it is what it is, and it's done now. But it's just a joke. Like I just think that the rules just need improvising. The whole thing needs changing.
Yeah. No, I half get what you're saying. Yeah, I do. It does need a revamp. But
like, if you used all 15 clubs, then fair enough. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So yeah, okay. I'm good.
But then
with that.
I understand that opens the door for like taking 15 with you and then saying, "Oh, I didn't use that one," so you've got the option.
Yeah.
But a genuine mistake. You know what I mean? You're taking your 2-iron around the parkland course that you're definitely never going to need it.
Yeah, you've got to be careful because there's people like the person that you're referring to who is an honest and integral golfer who'll call it upon himself and be like, yeah, do you know what? It's a genuine mistake. But then you'll have people who'll obviously put them in the bag and they'll put like 4 wedges in the bag. Do you know what I mean? And obviously having like a 52, 54, 56, 58, 60 is going to make a difference in it.
Yeah.
When you've got them different yardages. So, yeah. And let's be honest, when was the last time that you walked over to someone before you teed off and counted the clubs? Just doesn't happen, does it? No one ever does that. And if you do that, you shouldn't be playing anyway, in my opinion.
No, exactly. No, yeah, exactly. I'd start throwing digs if someone called the 15 club rule on me. If I've been going around with 13 clubs thinking I had to swap me 3-iron out for something else and never put it in, I was like, oh my God, I've only got 13.
Good birdie bogey bust though, mate. So we've got some golf. Yeah. Got some golf to review then.
Yeah, just have a little quick one. And we weren't really going to do it, but just the 5th major is for the women's. It's on this week. Charlie Hull, Georgia Hall, all the usual likes playing at the Evian Resort Club in France.
Oh, the Evian Open, is it? Evian Championship, Evian Open, what's it?
Evian, yeah, it's the Evian Championship, yeah. It's the 5th major. I was going to ask you, what event, if you had to pick a 5th major for the men, what would you turn into the 5th?
It's an interesting one because obviously they always talk about the players being the fifth major, don't they? Unofficially,
that's the obvious one, isn't it? But
yeah.
the players is the players, isn't it?
Yeah, the players. I get that. I'd like to see another links tournaments, mate.
Yeah.
Maybe if you move the Scottish Open at the Renaissance, it's an amazing event. You know what I mean? And the viewing there is amazing. They've got it big enough. Maybe put the Scottish Open at the beginning of the year, and have maybe that as a major, or
It's hard to be playing the Scottish Open in January, man. It's for Amsterdam, isn't it?
I don't mean that early. I mean like a May time.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. So you got one April, May, June, July. Then
you'd like one more like a UK based major again.
Yeah, you can go April, May, June, July, August, 5 months there in the height of summer, spring, summer, and have a major a month. It'd be something to look forward to. And then you've got the WGCs, and then obviously September comes, and you've got the Tour Championship to finish the season. I don't see why there wouldn't be a fifth for it, but you know, I suppose it just skews up all the statistics then, doesn't it? But what about you? What do you think?
I'd say either like a big one in Dubai, which is like where it all finishes, have a major there. Or
like
maybe,
December, January time.
Yeah, or maybe Australia or somewhere outside of Europe and America. Just bring another one in South Africa. Somewhere like that.
Yeah. The Australian Open's a great shout, isn't it?
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
But yeah, Jin Young Ko won in 2019 this tournament. She's like the defending champion elect because they obviously didn't play it last year.
Yeah.
But it's at par 72, 6,482 yards, so it's only a little plod.
Birdie fest then.
Should be.
Charlie Hull's playing well as well, and she had a good run out last time. So be interesting. She can get it out there. So good luck to Charlie. See if she can bring one home.
Good luck to it. Nelly Corder's first major as well, number one as well. So
yeah, she's the champion.
She's embracing the pressure apparently.
Yeah, she's is that the one that's going to beat John Ram? I've got that right.
Yeah, he was chatting some bubbles about that. And then we've got the Kazoo Open. Kazoo are getting about, aren't they? Didn't even know what they were last year. And now they're sponsoring everything. They're sponsoring the Welsh Open.
Not stopping now, Adi. They've got another team. Is it Aston Villa as well?
Is it? Yeah, I haven't even looked.
Yeah. They sponsor Aston Villa.
This is at Celtic Manor. Third time that the European Tour's been there in a year, in 12 months.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah. So it hasn't seen no action for a while, and then boom, 3 tournaments in 12 months. Yeah.
Gets it with it. Yeah.
Mad, isn't it?
Decent,
it's 7,393 yards, and it's a par 71.
Yeah, we know the Celtic Manor Resort, don't we? Unbelievable.
So it's a beast, isn't it?
So many big memories from there. Yeah. It is an absolute beast. Yeah.
But the prize fund 3 years ago was I always love to talk about the prize fund, don't I? 2.25 million, then 1.8, then $1 million, and then I was like, oh my god, it's not going to go lower this year. But this year it's 1.25 million. So am I thinking that Gareth Bale's doing an extra 250 grand there for the boys?
Or Kazoo.
Or Kazoo, yeah. It's
Kazoo sold a few more cars than he thought.
A few more cars, yeah. It's mad, isn't it? I don't know why Bale's involved, but I was reading a little statement by him and he's saying he just wants to make golf in Wales bigger, and if he can play a part in watching people grow the game in Wales, that he wants to do it. After watching the 2 events at Celtic Manor last year, he felt the need to get involved.
There's not many Welsh golfers about now, is there? I can't think of any, mate. Can you think of any top Welsh golfers? Though obviously there might be a few amateurs coming through. But I can't think.
Rhys Davis, Donaldson, Jamie Donaldson.
Jamie Donaldson's English.
Is he? Yeah.
Or maybe. Yeah, fact check.
Maybe,
yeah, I think he is Welsh, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he might be.
I don't know. There you go.
But I played this after obviously mentioned on the pod before. I played this course in 2010, just before the Ryder Cup. Played 4 holes. It snowed, and then we got a free bar. Remember?
Yeah, I remember you telling us about that. Yeah, 2010 was that G-Max Ryder Cup. Yeah. Yeah. That was that one, wasn't it? Yeah.
When I think Hunter Mahan duffed the chip.
Yeah, duffed the chip. Yeah, and he
Man, Hunter Mahan, he was like the Ryder Cup star. Now he's in pot 4 for this week.
because our pot's been mean a lot.
Yeah, well, it is. I've heard he's got it. The
A big
the
deal.
big hole is the 15th. It's a 377-yard par 4. But if you opt to take it over the trees, you can cut it down to 262 yards to the front edge. So it's only like a 3-wood for some of the bigger boys.
Hopefully we get to see some of that this week. There's a big boy playing. There's a big boy playing this week as well, all the way from our golf club. Sean Townsend got himself an invite.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he a long hitter?
Sean hit it miles. Yeah, do you know the 7th hole at our place?
Yeah.
The par 5 took the corner and he was by the greenside bunker off the tee.
Shut up.
It was only slightly downwind. Yeah, it goes a mile. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know the statistics but he was when I was speaking to him, he was telling me he's working a lot on his ball speed and staying connected. So he's increased his ball speed quite a lot. And it's paying dividends on the course. He said he had a really good tournament in the Euro Pro. I think he had a bit of a slow start. He shot level par first round. I think he was like, he shot 6 under 5 under or something. Finished just outside the top 10. Yeah, so bit of a better first round. He might have got a victory there. But yeah, he's been Trinifold. Do you know the ones who his management team now?
Yeah.
Don't know whether they've got him a sponsor's invite to play there. I'm not really sure. I've not spoke to him, but yeah, he's playing this week.
Good to see him playing, yeah. But just saying, over the two events at Celtic Manor last year, there was 291 birdies and 21 eagles on this hole. So this hole could prove pivotal in deciding the old Kazoo Championship.
And what the 15th as well? Yeah, it'll see if anyone's. It'd be interesting to see if someone's got a lead or chasing back, whether they've got the bollocks to go for it or whether
that's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Strategic approach. Yeah,
sick, isn't it?
Or nothing.
It's a guarantee to be a new champion of this event as well, because no past winners are playing.
None in the history.
No one in the history that's ever won this event, the Welsh Open, formally, is playing this week.
Interesting. Do we know why?
Don't know. Just to be having a bit of time off, like, don't know. Just random fact.
Interesting.
Random fact before you're there. And also the EDGA, which is the European Disabled Golfers Association, is making a return at this event. It's a program that like the top 20 golfers from the world rankings of the Golf and Disability League, as of May 16th, 2021, have the opportunity to take on the same course in a new 36-hole tournament that takes place over the weekend.
Very good.
So like they get to play that same course, 36 holes, for the next few weekends in England, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Wales, and they have their own little league. But it says there that they get to take on to play for the Kazoo Open. So I don't know if they're letting this fact check massive moment, but if they're letting the disabled people play 36 holes to try and win the actual European Tour event. That'd
be amazing if they do talk about inclusion. Like,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, definitely. So once the cut's made, then over the weekend they'll get invited to play on the weekends and compete for the championship. Is that what you're thinking?
Basically, what it says is exact words is the Celtic Manor Resort in the morning, both of the 24th and 25th, ahead of the professionals competing over the same venue for the Kazoo Open, supported by Gareth Bale. Now, that's what's made me lead to be thinking that's what they're doing for the Kazoo Open. You know what I mean?
Maybe it's just saying that the ones the following week are playing for the Kazoo Open, and it's just putting that as in a sentence. Fact check anyway. It'd be great
if they are. It'd be boss if they are letting them do that. It'd be sick, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be so good. Yeah, it'd be brilliant to see. Because
not if Sean Townsend's 15 under through 2 rounds, and then they've got to catch it up in 2 rounds.
Yeah, I suppose that's the difference. No. We are going to see a birdie fest as well when you think about it, because you just spoke there about how many birdies and eagles are just on that hole alone. So let's see how they go.
Well, a load of podcast guests playing this week as well. Sean Tandro, Richie Mansell, Matthew Baldwin, Tom Gandy.
Yeah. Yeah. Is Ewan Ferguson playing, do you know?
No, I think he's doing quite well on the challenge. And remember he said on the pod he was going to pick one or the other. So I think he's picked challenge.
Yeah, I was going to say that he finished second last week in the on the challenge tour, in the challenge tour event. And he's up to 4th in the race to Mallorca now.
Yeah, I think he's following that. Remember he did say he was going to pick.
Yeah. he did say he was going to have a check, but he's obviously playing some amazing stuff. He just missed out by a shot again, so that win's only round the corner. Still hasn't got a professional win, but he's
this is the biggest prize fund they've ever played for this week on the Challenge in Italy.
Yeah, he's definitely going to go there then. And it's interesting to see Baldwin coming over then, because to say Baldwin is renowned for playing Challenge over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think just getting there must be a few, especially with no past champions playing. They must have a few invites knocking around. I don't know what. Maybe the week after the Open, everyone just takes a week off, don't they? All the bigger boys.
Definitely, yeah. And did you say Gandhi's playing this week in the Kazoo?
Yeah.
Well, he dipped a bit of form, didn't he? And I seen one of his posts saying like he'd fell out of love with golf and he needs a break.
Away and all that, yeah.
Put the clubs away and all that. Well, he finished 8th on the Challenge Tour last week, so obviously the right decision for him to leave that, to put the clubs away and get back to it.
It's mad, like you can actually over golf, can't you? Like I was playing, and like I was, getting struggling and getting worse, and and then I just went out today. I haven't played for like 10 days, and I ripped it round.
Yeah, that's it. Sometimes you just
need
you forget break. Yeah, wipe away the cobwebs and just forget.
That's it.
Like you say, you can overthink it, can't you? You can start having too many thoughts going on in your head when you're standing over the golf. Whereas when you went out today, there's no expectations. You just swung it freely. You got to take the flag out as well. So
you've got no memory of like the week before or the day before. You don't know how you did it. So you're just on a level playing field. You just it's like a reset.
I think that's it. Yeah, that's one of the main reasons, isn't it? Yeah, definitely.
Well, speaking of who's not having a week off, Mr. Dustin Johnson.
Yeah, over at the 3M Open.
Playing out there, yeah. Obviously a hot favourite. I think it's at TPC Twin Cities, par 71, 7,431 yards. And it really suits Dustin Johnson's game. He said if he gets the driver going well, I think he can crush this 3M Open and get back in the winner's circle. Yeah,
well, you look at the Open last week, and he wasn't playing well. I've seen some of the drives he hit, and he weren't the best. You know what I mean? And he still finished top 10. So he's sort of slowly getting back to the DJ. There's still a bit in there. He went back to his driver from last year at the Open last week. Yeah, he's gone back to the old driver, which he was dominating with.
Funnily enough, MorikaWOWa had the Sim as well, not the Sim 2.
Yeah, the Sim Max, yeah. So, obviously, he's just getting back. He's tried the new one, hasn't worked for him. You can tell that by his form. Gone back to his new driver, and we'll just see if he can pull it off. Who else is in the field? I've seen the list. I've not really looked.
Yeah, there's a good few. Matty Wolf, he won this in 2019 in his third start as a pro, which is like again them colleges priming people just to come out there. Featured group there: Lewis, Bubba, and Dustin. Big Louis Eustace and Bubba Watson, Dustin Johnson.
Yeah, it's hard to bet against Louis Eustace, isn't he? He's always there or thereabouts. He's challenging every week, isn't he, really?
I know. But it's also what they've done as well here. They've built a stadium around the par 3, 17th as well.
Oh, brilliant.
Which is a new spectator hub. So I think they're trying to sort of replicate
the Phoenix.
The Phoenix one, yeah. So
management, yeah.
We'll see how that goes, yeah.
You do need a bit of that, little bit more interaction. Golf's taking that route now, innit?
1,000,000%.
Seen a few of the pictures there. Like there's fellas just watching the Open with the top off, and a few of the posts going around. There's like, why is it normal for people in the UK to just walk around with the top off watching the golf? I think it's like that No Laying Up podcast on it. Put a little post up there
slagging the English off, yeah.
Just saying, like, wow, like is that normal? Like, but it is though, isn't it? Just get your top off and have a beer. Yeah.
Big Paddy Reed, Tony Finau, and among others in the field, and also defending champion is Michael Thompson.
Is he? Yeah.
Out of JP's stable.
Yeah, very good player. Did he win? He's won this season, hasn't he? Or was he challenging? Sorry, I'm back now.
Yeah.
Has he won this season? Fact check moments, but I'm pretty sure I remember one.
Not too sure about that.
There was one of the tournaments he was leading. Definitely, I can't remember whether he got to so much golf going on, isn't there? Can't remember whether he got it over the line, but he was definitely up there for one of those tournaments. Yeah, remember it?
But he'll have a nice little chance to defend his crown this week.
Yeah, back in the field. Yeah.
And that is why he is in my picks.
All right. Who have you gone for?
I've gone for DJ.
Yeah.
I've gone for Thompson.
Yeah.
I've gone for Christoph Ventura.
Yeah.
Because he's got a sick name.
Pet Detective.
And I've gone for Luke Donald. Needs to gather a bit of more form, him, doesn't he? Surely.
Yeah, well, I've gone Luke Donald as well, but
have you?
None of the rest are the same. I've gone Matty Wolf. Like you mentioned there, he's won this tournament back in 2019. He's also back in good form, and he's had a week off there since he was unable to travel over for the Open. I've gone Tom Lewis in pot 2.
Yeah.
I always see his name floating about, and I know we haven't reviewed the PGA Tour this week, but Seamus Power, the Irish lad, he won on the PGA Tour this week, so he gets his 2-year.
Yeah, sick that.
Gets his 2-year exemption, and he was floating around a couple of top tens and doing well. Another, I think it was a 5 or 6 hole playoff. I don't know what's going on at the minute with these playoffs, but he won in a 6 hole playoff. That one. So just thinking, Tom Lewis, showing a bit of momentum, playing well, making cuts. So hopefully it's his time this week. And pot 3, I've gone Harry Higgs. No other reason, and he's a legend, and I couldn't pick anyone else. And Luke Donald, yes, I've gone 2 Americans, 2 English as we build up for the Ryder Cup. Give it a bit of a mix.
A bit of a fight on your hands.
That's it, yeah. So
it's good, yeah. Well, we've done this podcast quite late, haven't we? So people will be listening to this like it'll be Thursday morning or Wednesday night if we can get it out there now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, as we say, normal service resume next week. We'll be back in with the better sound, better segments. Maybe I might even do it live next week again. Actually, isn't it?
Might struggle live on the Monday because of my flight times, and I'm quarantining.
We'll do it Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll do it Tuesday. Yeah. So obviously, I have to see what the script is with this quarantine now because I can't leave the house, can I? So don't know what's going on.
Well, you don't need. Well, with the live, we can just do it from your house, but we'll do it live. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we could. Yeah, we'll work something out. Definitely. Just
one more
shout.
Normal
one more shout out. One more shout out before we do leave. Obviously, talking about the majors, we've also got the Sunningdale Open on the seniors tour.
Oh yeah, nice.
So we've got obviously all the big names there that you would expect: Bernard Langer, Darren Clark, you name it. That they're all there. But there is we could have an SNA double this week because Jim Payne, who's the professional 2-time European Tour winner, I think 2-time silver medalist in the Open, is actually teeing it up at the Seniors Open. So be interesting to see how big Jimmy does, and obviously Shaq Lady's there as well. So we wish him the best of luck. But that's at Sunningdale, that one. And then we've obviously got the PGA Championships for the seniors at Formby next week. So I'm going to try and sort some tickets out to make some content on the social medias for that.
1,000,000%. That'd be a belter, that.
Yeah, but Montgomery, Woosnam, you name it, Jimenez, Olathable.
Is Mickelson playing now?
No, he's not actually.
But he might have stayed, with the
yeah, it would have been interesting to see him tear up there.
I know.
Yeah, but I've enjoyed it. But I'm gonna have to get back
we've kept the consistency rolling anyway.
Yeah, that's it. Hope you've all enjoyed the show. We will be back to normal pretty soon. We've got podcast interviews coming out with Valentino Dixon, which is an amazing story. And we've also got Incy Mehmet. We've done a podcast with Incy last week, and that's coming out very soon as well. And we've got a whole host of professional group podcasts coming once we get back to norm. We've had our holiday, we've had our break. We're approaching a year on the pod. We're going to be doing some giveaways as well and getting more content on the course. So, but for now, that'll do us, won't it, Kevin? Pleasure speaking to you.
Pleasure.
As always, we'll catch you soon.
Ciao.
Is the beer cold though? That's real.
In style, you've got to celebrate the
You've got to celebrate.
And then I've seen bits, and I know that you've always got that hat on.
Oh, but look, we wish you the best of luck for the rest of the season.
What's he doing? What's he doing?